Hello, my name is Ron Nixa. I'm the Technical Service Manager of Key Machines for the Hillman Group. The purpose of these videos are to show you the maintenance on our key machine and our key machine programs and how to operate each one. We are going to show you how to do a depth adjustment on the KD50 Key Machine. Like always that we mentioned, you always want to remove the plug from the electrical outlet and always wear a good pair of quality safety glasses. The KD50 in their toolkit that's received with each machine comes with 2 service bars. Now these are very important tools for adjusting your key machine, for the depth, for the spacing, and also for tip gauging keys that have no shoulders. You take your service bar and in the right jaw and slide it all the way to the right. Now you want to butt it up against the side of the jaw, tighten down firmly. Next, sliding in your service bar into the left jaw, butting up against the side and tighten down firmly. Next, the next procedure that you want to do, you want to push down on your carriage handle, push in with your thumb the release knob, and slowly lift it up to the cutter and the key guide, also called key tracer. Now, we're going to perform a test. Now, the first test is by rotating your deburring brush downwards. Now, when you rotate your deburring brush and it's moving freely and the cutter is not coming in contact with the top of the service bar, your machine is adjusted too shallow. The next scenario would be if you grab your deburring brush and rotate downwards and you are not allowed to move the cutter and the cutter is grabbing into the service bar or hitting too hard. That is called cutting too deep. To be correctly adjusted, you want, and your objective is for that cutter blade to just barely touch the top of the service bar, barely grazing it. Now, you want to remember something. When you rotate it down, cutters are not completely round, and you must rotate it in full rotations and adjust it according to the high spot. Now, once you have that where it's just barely glazing, then you know that your key machine is correctly adjusted and no depth adjustment is needed. Now, if your cutter is not touching when it is a shallow cut or it's digging in too deep, I will show you how to adjust the depth on a KD50. Tools required, and you always want to remember something. The KD50 is assembled with all metric socket cap screws. You will notice at the key guide tower that there is a socket cap screw on the right side of the key tracer. What you want to do is you want to take your 5mm Allen wrench and you want to loosen up your socket cap screw which holds down your key tracer in place. You want to break that loose. Just snap it loose is fine enough. Now, if you're experiencing shallow cuts, by turning your micro adjustment in the rear of your key guide or key tracer tower, by turning it to the right, you are bringing the keys and your service bar away from the cutter. By turning your micro adjustment dial to the right, you are bringing it in. So that's your adjustment, so you would adjust it accordingly when you have accomplished your goal where your cutter blade is just barely touching the top of the key. Then you want to adjust it where it's just barely scraping the top of the service bar. Once you get to that point, then you take your 5mm Allen wrench and you tighten down your socket cap screw securely, and you press down on your carriage handle. You feel it click in the lock-in position. You have completed your depth adjustment.